Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Mount Tammany Ridge channel. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. Had a few things to do before I got here on the job. However, I'm down here in the backyard now, and I was saying last night that I wanted to bring you guys back here and kind of show you the area that I'm working with and kind of sort of, you know, what our ending game plan is here. So I'm gonna get the camera turned around. I'll show you guys what I got going on real quick, but then I got to get back to moving some dirt. All right, so over here, just on this other side of the rock, if I can get my camera stop focusing on my finger. There's that section there, all dirt there. That was very lumpy and bumpy, like the space that I'm gonna be working on today. There was a really low spot. Where is it? There it is. There was a really low spot in here that I kind of had to fill back in. I guess during the process of them discarding as much of the junk as they could when they had their rental equipment here, they kind of dug a little bit low, so I kind of have to address that to prevent it from becoming a pond. And so from there all the way back through this area here where I'm standing right underneath me, and all the way back up to where the excavator and the skid steer are sitting. In the video just at the end, I was doing the dirt work over by the generator pad. So that's what I'm gonna be working on today there. Now there's a hill, almost like a semicircle kind of a drop off here that I need to tie in to the new grading work that I've been doing there. Up top of the hill here, there's some pretty reasonably, well-maintained grass. That was the original backyard. That was the original footprint. It only came down to here, like right in this area, and it was just a narrow section of backyard. This was all trees and overgrown brush, and so yeah. So all along here, I'm gonna be doing some grading, and this whole back area is all just big mounds and weaves and humps. It's hard to see on camera, but just even walking back here, you will find yourself, losing your stomach because you'll find a hole in the grass, or you'll trip and fall on your face because you found a high spot. So I'm gonna stop yammering here. We're gonna get to cleaning up this mess. And it's going to be some pushing. It's tough because you're trying not to dig too far down unnecessarily, and you're just trying to pay attention to where things got to go as far as overburden and stuff like that. So I'm going to be taking my time, not rushing it, but I'm going to get you guys set up, and I'll show you what we got to do today. So hopefully you can hear me over all the noise in here. So I'm going to start here. Just trying to make sure that it has a nice flow to it. So there's it's a fine line between too much and not enough with a project like this, because you got low spots that are way lower than the grade, way lower than you want the actual finished grade to be, and then there's high spots that are way high. So I'm kind of having to find the happy medium here. Ideally, having a dozer come in, with like a 6-weight blade, that would be the best remedy to this problem here. Basically just get everything pushed up, plowed up, loosened up, and just basically start new grade fresh. Kind of get everything to where you want it to be. But that's unfortunately not an option here, as you can imagine, especially these days. Budgets are a real thing right now for a lot of people. trying to keep their long-term goals that they were making a long time ago, just trying to keep everything on track. It does get to a point where, you know, it began costing the guy doing the excavation work a little bit too much. So there's going to come a point where we're going to have to decide how much further we want to go with this thing. Started a little too soon. Okay, there we go. Really isn't quality dirt. It's got a lot of sand in it, which is strange, really, because it's on the top of the mountain. I imagine this all used to be underwater at some point. I know the whole valley, the bottom of the valley where I am, where my farm is located, that's almost the bottom of the valley, I guess you could say. The river's down below us. I guess this whole area of New Jersey, I forget what they call the valley, but apparently it's like the biggest valley in the, I guess, east of the Ohio River or something. I don't know. I thought I heard somebody say something like that. So from here basically all the way out to the east coast, it's just a huge valley through here. built up here, and into a nice pile. Before I start making trips, I'm just gonna kind of doze it once I get it to a certain size pile and make my trips to the edge of the yard here worth it. Man, it is rough. Nice thing about doing this grading work is that you can feel your results. You can feel, you know, the area you're working in gets smoother and smoother, which not only gratifying, but it also makes your day more pleasant when you have a smoother surface to track back and forth on. This bucket here I'm using is I guess it's an American-made knockoff brand sort of thing going on. I don't know a whole lot about the brand. The first, I'd say maybe third of this job, this was my payment, this tooth bucket. I've been needing a tooth bucket in my arsenal of attachments here for this skid steer for a long time, for this type of work specifically. And I passed up a lot of opportunities to do grading work simply because my straight edge bucket is not efficient in many circumstances. Largely, you know, a situation like this. So this is a game changer. However, it's not the perfect bucket. You know, it's got a little slop in the skid steer quick attach receptacle area of the back of the bucket. I'm just going to use it the way it is for this job for now, and when I get it home, I'm gonna do a little bit of tuning up to the bucket and make it a little bit more precise. That way it doesn't want to dive so easily when I'm trying to grade. So we'll tighten that up, and I'm also going to do a little bit of reinforcing. So far, reinforcements to the backside of the bucket haven't really, haven't seen or felt anything while using this bucket to indicate that it's really 100% necessary, at least right now. But I will say, from experience in the past, the time to beef something up is before it fails. And that's exactly what my plan is, to make sure that I make it stout enough so that the likelihood of it failing is least likely. All right, well, now that I'm outside the machine for a minute here, I'm gonna set up this tripod in a little bit of a better spot. But you can see, now that I'm exposing the dirt a little more, I'm beginning to, get a nice pitch. And it's not, not where I want it to be yet by a long shot, but there's a lot of high spots that were there that are not there anymore. There's a couple low spots I mentioned before that are so low that I'm actually going to have to fill them in rather than chop the high spot down. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna head over this way, and we're gonna start pushing from that direction back this way to that corner there. All right, and there's a low spot here that I'm going to be trying to fill in with dirt from that way. So I'm going to get you set up. Where are you going, Dunkin' or 7-Eleven? What do they have as far as like iced coffee?
They have it, I don't...
Yeah, just get me a black iced coffee.
Black iced coffee?
Yeah. If they have it. If not, you can just get me like a sun-kissed soda or something. Easy weeding with an excavator. All right, everybody. So here we are. We're over at the job up on the mountain here. Did a lot more grading today. Show you behind me here. All back here along the foundation and between the driveway and all that. I've been working through there. And then behind me, all throughout here, trying to reestablish some sort of smooth mowable type of grading. So all this was, a bunch of roughage. Wasn't very even or smooth. Also had, just basically tufts of weeds and all kinds of things. And so this project I may have mentioned in other videos. We're kind of doing this in stages, as they can afford my time and equipment. They have me come in and we'll do like a section, right? So this part here, initially I was kind of on the fence about starting to turn this dirt over and take away any of the root system, mainly because of the fact that because it's up to the foundation, I wanted to be sure that they didn't have any water issues. But as you can see here along the foundation behind all the greenery, they had waterproofed this foundation. It looks like pretty well. So when I started pecking away at it and I saw that, my worries were not such a big deal. The most important thing, I wanted to make sure that, you see that black tar looking stuff? Well, that's pretty much that's what it is. It's waterproofing. And it's not the best waterproofing from what I've heard, but that's what it is. So you got to keep your grade and your pitch away from the house when you're doing this stuff. And you got to make sure that your grade is below that black line. Now in here it's a little bit, they had it built up a little bit because I think this settled and the water was building up behind it. So I believe, if I'm correct, they had this mounded up in here just so that it would settle naturally and let the water run away. So I took out a huge hump in there and I got a nice hard packed surface that's swelled away, or I should say pitched away. So that's what we have going on. So nothing really exciting. I was gonna have the camera rolling. There's just a lot of noise going on around here. The neighbor, my friend Kirk, he actually, I think he's actually been waiting all day to fire up the mower just to see when I was going to be done, because I know he knows, being a YouTuber, it can be frustrating when you've got a bunch of ambient noise. So so now I'm done. I think he was kind of paying attention, so now he's out with the mower. And all day today we've had these planes flying back and forth. Yeah, that's been a little bit frustrating. So and I also know that some of my subscribers get a little bit frustrated because some I guess several or some really don't care for the time lapse and music and things like that. They want kind of like real-time stuff, which is really hard to do. If you're recording in real time, it eats up a lot of memory. So when you're doing time lapse, it's really convenient to do, holding the camera in the wrong spot. It's really convenient to do time lapse video by recording it in time lapse rather than recording it in real time and then speeding it up to time lapse during the editing process. So it's just the way it is. But I'll be here tomorrow again after work, and we'll get to doing some more fine-tuning possibly in this area. I don't know if he wants me to mess around with this much more right now, but there is a whole lot of attention that's going to be needed for the whole rest of the yard. There's a whole lot of stuff going on here, and I'm happy to be part of it because I need the extra money, and it's nice and close to home, and it's all good. Everything about it is good. So if you guys like the content you see here on the Mount Tammany Ridge channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button, comment, share with your friends that might be interested. And yeah, speaking of comment, let me know how you guys feel about this content with the me doing dirt work and things like that. I know there's a lot of dirt work channels that they do pretty good, but again, my channel's really not focused on dirt work, so I don't know how it's gonna go. But yeah, so yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think about it. And well, hopefully you like it, because, well, that's what you're gonna get. So that's all I have to work with right now. So you guys have yourselves a good evening. I'll see you on the next video.